military coup in Turkey.
Oh, turkey, yeah.
Turkey?
Do I care about turkey? I don't know if I do.
I prefer honey roasted myself.
Oh, yeah.
Is that?
That I was talking about the country and.
Oh, you meant the country.
Yeah. But he led them on a low-speed chase for about 2 miles. They're going 20, and I'm following the cop. And
Through the greater Feasterville area.
Langhorne.
So all of a sudden he says, "Excuse me, can I go in front of you? I only have one item." You know, I don't want to get into what ethnicity he is.
You said he was Russian. And welcome to another exciting edition of the Unfinished Basement Podcast alongside
Bill?
Tim.
Tim's gonna start with the news today.
Is there news?
There's news?
You're gonna start the train
Tim's going to start.
rolling
All right.
today.
Tim,
Well,
you're gonna
let me
start.
open my news app since I didn't know we were doing news today. Well, here we go.
We can do whatever you
Look,
want.
I do know that a couple cops died down in Baton Rouge,
How much
Louisiana.
do you know about it?
Nothing. Not hardly anything at all. How about yourself?
I know
Fred?
nothing about it. I didn't even
Did
know
you
until
hear?
you told me. No.
Really?
Yeah,
More
I kinda,
cops.
I
More
live
dead
in a
cops.
bubble.
Yeah,
I
well,
live
that's
in a
okay.
bubble.
Sometimes it's better to. It's better to live in your own bubble than the media bubble.
That's true.
Because you think that everybody hates each other.
That's true. And most of them do.
No,
in one way or another. But I think it's...
The media wants us all to hate each other.
Well, that's the whole thing. And who controls the media?
I don't know.
I think I know.
Tell me.
I think it's the Jews. No.
You might be right. You
No,
might be right.
I meant the government.
No, yeah, you might. I don't know if the government does.
I feel like they do.
Big money.
There was a military coup in Turkey.
Oh, turkey, yeah. Do I
Turkey?
care about turkey? I don't know if I do.
I prefer honey roasted myself.
Oh, yeah.
Is that?
That I was talking about the country and.
Oh, you meant the country.
Yeah.
What was that movie with the Turkish prison? I love that. You turned me on.
Oh,
to that.
Midnight Express.
Midnight Express.
Yeah, that's what I think about when I think of
I think I
Turkey.
might have saw parts of that.
No, it was a great
flick.
movie.
It's where Jim Carrey stole that scene from Cable Guy with my name in it, where he puts his chest against the glass.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't-
Yeah, he stole that from Midnight Express, and it was a real woman, and it
Okay.
was a really emotional and messed up scene.
Sounds,
Did you see the end scene to Midnight Express? Do you
Sounds
remember
good.
the end scene?
The
One of
end
the-
scene when he goes home, right?
Well, no. He slams the warden's or the top security guard's head into a rack, a coat rack, and the coat rack protrudes right through his skull. And I always wondered if that really happened or if that was just a
Oh yeah, the
Hollywood
coat rack.
ending.
Nah, that was probably a good movie. Good.
Because he just slams.
Yeah,
this,
and he's dead, just like
Yeah, it's
It was messed up.
that's
It was messed up.
That's kind of insane when you think
That's a
about it.
heck of a way to die.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Matt's aunt now.
What, like on Facebook, or you mean you guys
We've
hung
been
out last
emailing back and forth.
night? Oh, you have an email
yeah.
relationship?
You knew this, right?
That's how it starts, Tim.
You know this, right?
Yeah, no, I heard about it.
You
It was
guys
good.
sharing pics of stuff?
Not really yet.
No?
No, but she wrote a touching letter, and I sent
I
a
know,
touching
I
reply.
read it.
It was really
Unfortunately,
nice.
I have access to that email as well.
That's right. Hey, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, nothing at all. And neither does Matt.
Interesting.
She's a fan. She's been a fan.
That's good.
For quite a while.
Thank God.
Thank
God.
She
We
might
need as
be our
many as
number
we
one
can
fan.
get.
She was going to be a guest, but we don't have guests anymore.
Well, we don't have
You
sound
didn't have
quality.
to say that like so depressingly.
Yeah, we don't have guests
Although,
anymore.
if Quinn would just speak up, I mean,
It's true.
It wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Speak up, Quinn.
Yeah.
You hear me?
You're gonna have to talk louder. I'd say I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Huh.
How is Quinn?
That's some shit. Yeah, Quinn's, I'm sure he's good. I haven't texted him in a while. But
I think he's maybe upset that we haven't
Called
tried
him,
to
contacted him.
I think he's a
might-
little bitter about how big the podcast has gotten in the past month.
Yeah, that's definitely.
We
it,
went from
actually.
5 viewers to 100.
Yeah.
So that can be, it's like being Pete Best, the drummer who was replaced by Ringo Starr, and then the Beatles become the biggest
Oh,
band in
right.
history.
Ah,
And just
That's kind of like how Quinn is.
That's a good-
Except we only have 100 viewers.
Right,
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
Instead of the whole world.
I can understand. You know,
You can relate.
I can sort of relate.
Yeah.
I can sort of relate. But look,
wherever
I have.
you are, Randy Quinn, we love you.
Matt,
Just
I
know
have
that.
I have really nothing. I have no real news events.
What happened at Home Depot with the Russian guy?
Should I go into that?
Yeah, that's way more interesting to me.
All right. Well,
personally.
all right. I go to Home Depot last night. We're at a party. We get home at I don't know 9:20 or something. I drop the family off at 9:20 and I go to Home Depot and it's 9:30. They close at 10.
Yeah, you got a half hour.
I got a half hour. I get 8 bags of rocks, which I knew I was getting, and then I started looking around for a fire pit because I have got a messed up fire pit out back. It's just
Like a kit to build one?
no,
Stone
just
kit?
bricks, like the
Okay.
bricks that are
Yeah,
like angled.
The angled
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah, I know.
So whatever. I found what I wanted. Got a couple things of caulk, which they gave me the wrong stuff, and I used it all up. So I don't know. Do I get my money back for that? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
Anyway, so I'm in line, and I have one of those, flatbeds, and I got 8 bags of stones. I have 24 bricks on there. 8 bags of stones and 24 bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Four things of caulk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting behind one customer with a large order. There was another customer who got there right around the same time I did. I let him go in front of me. It was like either him or me. He got there a split second earlier. So I'm like, you go first, Then I'm in line, and they get rid of the first guy, and then the guy in front of me is up. We're chit-chatting back and forth a little bit.
How far in are you at this point? 5 minutes?
Yeah.
It was a big
Yeah,
first
5
one.
minutes now. So the guy in front of me is getting rung up, right?
And you're next.
And at the last second, this guy behind me, who's with his daughter,
How long's he been there?
I don't know, like 3 minutes or 2.
He's
2
actually
minutes?
been there a little bit.
Like 2 minutes, yeah. So all of a sudden he says, "Excuse me, can I go in front of you? I only have one item." I don't want to get into what ethnicity he is.
You said he was Russian.
I did say he was. I actually said
Could
he
have
was
been
a Ruski.
Ukrainian, but probably.
No, he is.
He was
a Russian.
Eastern European and Asiatic.
He was Asiatic.
Asiatic.
Yeah, he was. He was Asiatic. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now, look, he asked me if he could get in front of me because he only had one item. I was so taken aback at the unmitigated audacity of him even to ask me.
Right.
I was
After
just
you've
like-
been there for
I was just
quite
like-
some time.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
like-
gave him one of those.
Like, I don't even care.
Like if you really are that
Like,
much of
you're
a piece
such
of
a
shit.
loser. You know what I mean? He was with his daughter.
Right.
His daughter wasn't like giving him a hard time.
How
or
old
anything.
was she?
First grade.
Okay.
So she wasn't giving him a hard time or anything. She was just like, there, like being good. And he's like, he has to get in front of me. Like, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm
Wait.
thinking about like, but hold on. I swear to God, Russians have a thing with lines.
Yeah, they don't like to wait for anything
They really do. Dude, they will butt in front of you at Giant.
if they can.
Am I being ethnocentric here? Am I being racist? Or am I
Well,
being
if it's racist, I mean, you're definitely...
whatever, dude? They're fucking ignorant motherfuckers, dude.
You are
Yeah.
categorizing them.
Well, I will tell you this. I will tell you this. Of all the races and ethnicities in America, only a fucking Russian would ask to get in front of you. in a
Okay,
line.
can I just say something?
Sure, Matt.
I feel like I'm looked at as some crazy OCD, like, crazy guy when I don't like that somebody cuts in front of me, but somebody actually asks to cut in front of you and you were offended.
Yeah, but isn't
Well,
that...
he couldn't physically cut in front of me because I would have stopped him. And
Right.
He was behind me in line. It wasn't like a deli where like
I will
10
say this.
schmucks standing
I
around
will
waiting
say
for a
this.
handout.
I can't condone the fact that he's Asiatic, but I will say this, that if I'm at Giant in the self-checkout and I have maybe 15 items and somebody behind me has 2, I usually let them go in front.
Why?
Well,
Is it
because
like-
I'm going to take
is
a
it
lot
like-
more time. Everything with me is about speed and efficiency. And
Really?
I
Is that why we're 20 minutes late on this podcast?
I like speed and
How does
efficiency.
that work out, like, when you masturbate? Does that, like, do you have a set thing that you have to go through? A time limit? Do you try to beat time?
Let's get back to the
prior?
fact that this guy behind me was an ignorant piece of shit.
Wow.
Who has the fucking balls to say that? What, did he have somewhere to go at 9:55 at night? That waiting 2 minutes for me to get done my order was going to like
Right.
hold
It's
him
not
up?
even like they have to ring
What a
each one of
freaking
your
loser!
things.
Go walk down to self checkout. You know,
Do they have?
makes
Yeah,
sense.
they have
Sure.
self-checkout.
like
With
the
one
balls.
item.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
It really is. But you know what? I would never. I mean, maybe once in a while, if maybe if it was like an old lady or something with like one item. But like your average Joe, dude, I was there first.
You're not a fan of self-checkout, though.
I'm fine with self-checkout if it's efficient. Sometimes I don't like it because you sit there and ring the thing up, and all of a sudden it says, "Oh, hold on a second, I don't know what's going on," and then you have to look at the cashier who's there anyway, and you're like, yeah, like like
I know sometimes it happens a lot,
right?
But
sometimes it happens a lot. It happens a lot.
I'll tell you,
it happens a lot.
Erica showed me why it happened, which I never really realized. Once you put something off to the right, so you scan it, and then you put it in the bag or you put it off to the right, you can't touch it again.
Yeah, because there's a scale under the table there, and it knows.
So has made it...
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Why did you think it kept going off?
No, it wouldn't keep going off. It would go off once in a while. Sometimes it says...
If you move it, it won't let you continue. It'll say, but nowadays at Walmart, because people do it and they buy so many things, that it'll ask you, do you not want to bag this item? And what it does is...
that everywhere.
It sends a thing to the cashier.
Oh, they don't have that.
They don't okay it. It just lets them know.
They do have that at Giant. It says, I do not want to bag this item.
Yeah, because I did it last time.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know they have it.
It'll come up if you take it off. Just try it next time you're doing it.
Yeah, well, no, I agree with Tim that's very annoying, but I also think it's annoying when you're waiting in the express checkout line for an hour or so. So I just go right to the self-checkout, and that's what I do.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Express checkout?
Yeah, the express line, 15 items or less.
Okay, what does that have to do with the price of eggs? What are we talking about?
We're talking about the...
We're not... No one said anything about express.
Yeah, we're talking about self-checkout.
Yeah, no, I said I'd rather go to self-checkout than express checkout.
Why?
Because I'm quicker than the cashier.
Okay, that I get.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There was one time in express checkout where there was a girl and a guy in front of me, and they had tons of items or something like that. I forget what it was.
Well, I don't believe you should go to self-checkout if you have like a full...
Well, wait a minute. Sometimes you have to because Giant is so bad. You know what I mean? Like Giant really is.
We really bashed Giant.
No.
Remember, I called you from the. I called you from the customer service line, and I pretty much just figuratively spit in her face on the phone.
Good.
Because I told you that I had been waiting for 5 minutes.
I said we need pictures. You got to take pictures.
She could hear you.
Oh yeah. No. She was just got done with this old guy who took about 20 minutes to do his lottery.
Oh my god.
And I'm standing there, and she knows what I want. I want cigarettes. She knows that's what I want.
Why? She knows you.
Yeah.
You talk about the young girl who's not attractive.
No, there are no attractive ones in the customer service.
That's true. But that reminds me to bring up another point because there was a miscommunication on last week's show, and we have to correct it.
Whoa, what's that?
I said there was a new girl at Wawa.
You did.
I said she was good looking. You got a puzzled look on your face, and you were like, nah. We were talking about two separate people. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the albino-looking girl.
No.
She's new, right?
She has white hair?
She's very nice. She's very nice.
I wasn't talking about her. Because I would not call her attractive in a million years.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, wait a minute. Matt thinks I was talking about her. I'm like, Matt thinks I was talking about her.
She's actually a nice young lady, though. She's very cordial.
We didn't say nice. We said attractive.
Okay.
Right? We're trying to clarify.
No, I was actually thinking of the dark-haired.
That's who I was talking about.
Well, we find different women attractive.
Okay. Well, we both know the albino is not attractive, right?
You like her, don't you?
Matt, let's be honest here.
I don't really want to get into like looks on a woman. I don't know.
Why are you?
Yeah, you're right. The show is above that.
No, I just.
What, you don't really care for that? That's not what.
Did she or did she not?
I don't like to throw rocks out of glass buildings.
You're not. We're just doing a show.
Yeah,
now look,
please.
If they don't like it, they don't have to listen. They can change the channel. You know what I mean? They can.
I hope Wawa's not listening.
Oh, what are they going to do?
Sure,
ban us for life?
Playing it over the
hey,
PAs,
you go to goddamn Ben Salem half the time anyway.
Yeah,
no, I kid.
Yeah,
all right, so listen. Pretend we're in a court of law. Does she or does she not have albino features?
I thought she was a redhead, but I'm colorblind.
Well, she's like an albino redhead. You know who I'm talking about, do you? She's
albino redhead.
She's like a white-haired,
Her
like
hair,
it's
her
like a
hair
Scandinavian albino.
her hair goes out like this, right? It goes straight out. It doesn't. It's curly.
I don't know. She's an albino.
Is she attractive or not, man?
No, she's not.
All
She
right.
looks like an albino.
She's not attractive.
Oh God.
But maybe she doesn't find us attractive either. So
Who cares what she
Who
thinks?
cares?
She's
Why
not
would we even
attractive.
want her? Her opinion doesn't count because she's ugly. Jeez.
She probably doesn't even speak English.
Have you ever heard of pygmy rhinos? Pygmy rhinos?
I think I've heard that before. I've heard pygmy.
Pygmy, yeah.
What's a pygmy rhino?
A pygmies are like
Oh, the little white rhinos, right?
no pygmy.
They
well,
come out little.
my
They
dad
grow
used to
be
talk
big.
about pygmies a lot,
Right.
And then he would talk about pygmy rhinos. You know, like he would just we would go through these stages of like
Conversation.
yeah, like for like months or years at a time. He'd be like he would just say it all the time, like oh pygmy rhino, look like a pygmy rhino.
Well, explain it to me. What
I don't know. A pygmy is like a small little like a ethnic group of midgets in like
Okay.
Africa.
Okay.
Well, pygmy rhinos are like small rhinos, I guess. I don't know.
That's clever though.
Pygmy rhino.
Pygmy rhino.
Yeah, pygmy rhino.
Holy
I'm
shit.
lost in the conversation.
That should be your.
You know what else we used to say? I used to go through like stages of fascination and things that were like I would get obsessed with something for a long time. So remember that movie Alive?
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that for a couple months.
Good
Because it was
cannibalism?
great. Yes. And like we'd be eating dinner and my mom would be like, "How does it taste?" And I'd say, "Tastes like human flesh." You know? So we were on a kick of that for quite a long time.
They
You know?
they exist, don't they? Cannibals in
the world today?
Australia,
Somewhere,
Right.
sure. Wait, are you referring to the
Aborigines.
I think
Aborigines?
the pygmies are cannibals. I actually do think the pygmies are cannibals.
Pygmies
It's interesting,
are cannibals.
the cannibalism idea.
If you were in that scenario,
No. We're talking. Yes,
Life
if I
or
was in a
death.
plane crash and I needed to eat,
you would eat me?
if you were dead,
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I would eat Matt before I ate you.
Yeah.
You know why?
Well, here's a good scenario.
He's not going to let me tell him why.
No, all right, let me hear it.
Because he's olive skinned, and I like dark meat.
Well,
you know what I mean?
all right,
A little
I'll
better
give you
than-
that,
you know?
yeah. I'll take a leg before I take a piece of the bread.
But if Hennessy was here, I'd eat Hennessy before Matt.
Yeah, he's a little more,
You know what I mean?
more under
Where
the
does
bird.
that come from?
A little under the bird there. Yeah, what? Hennessy's dark skin? It comes from Joe Hennessy. Did
Unreal.
you
Where
ever
does that
take a
come
look at
from?
him?
Where
He's
does that come
extremely tan, or at this point, whatever that is.
What do you got, Matt? You got anything on the table before I get into the great Guns N' Roses concert?
well, no. Why don't you get to the?
I don't want to get to it yet. I want to drag this out a little. bit.
GNR?
Oh yeah. Let
Was
me
that
tell you
good?
something. It was good. It was good.
All right, well, don't hold back.
You want me to just give you a little like
Well, how was it?
all right, it was let me hearken you back to a different
Did
time.
they play
me-
Patience?
No, let me hearken you back to a different time. Think 1990. I'm in the parking lot and I see these people. I see these like I see my people. All right? You know how many hipsters were there? Zero. You know how many wiggers were there? Zero. You know how many grungers were there? I don't know, maybe 2 or 3, but it was 60,000 hard rock fans. Like, this is not. I mean, I thought I died and woke up in 1989. You know, it was unbelievable. It was glorious.
It's not your grandmom's rock concert, is what I mean.
It might have been. It depends on how old your grandmom is.
I suppose.
You know what I mean?
I suppose.
And it depends on how long your grandmom rocked out for. You know what I mean? It was unbelievable. Now the sound was not great, especially in the beginning.
How was Axel? Was he like
It was good.
with it?
He was
Is
very good. He was very,
How's he?
very good.
How's he holding up these days?
Very good.
Yeah, he's.
very good. He rocked. The only problem I have was there was way too much bass in the speakers. It wasn't the band's fault. It was a rock and roll show, hard rock. I wanted to hear screeching treble, screeching guitar. There was just a lot of bass. It's like, what is this, a Dr. Dre concert? It's kind of ridiculous. However, I heard on the radio the next day that the people in the end zones, even the far end zone, it sounded a lot better than the people on the sidelines of the link. However, when I walked into that place,
Copyright.
when I walked into that place, it was an arena rock concert, which I had never seen before. I mean, I don't count Woodstock 99, which I went to, but we walked in and I could see it in Tom's face. I could see it in Ian's face. Ian was a little under the weather, But Tom was like, holy shit, like, dude, a whole freaking stadium full of people. And look, let me tell you something. It was Lincoln Financial Field, and it was more exciting than any Eagles game I've ever been to since I was at the Vet Stadium.
Wow.
That place sucks, by the way.
What?
The Lincoln Financial Field sucks, man. It sucks.
What do you hate about it?
I don't know. It's like the open end zones on 4 end zones. The sound just goes away.
Yeah, the open end zones is probably something maybe they'd like to take back.
They would never do that again.
Yeah, but I think it's nice.
It's not.
There's a lot of steps.
It's hard to get around.
A lot of steps.
It's hard to get around that place. Like, remember the Vet Stadium? If you were in the 700 level,
Circle.
you could just walk to the other side.
Walk it.
If you were on the 200 level, you
loved
just
it.
walked. It was the best.
I did.
It was the best.
The
There's
dirt and
nothing wrong with
everything.
I have great
The rats.
memories of the Vet Stadium. I have great memories.
So do I.
And you used to be able to just smoke right in the stands. I remember my dad watching Phillies games with his Marlboro menthols just puffing away one after another, like in the stands. Like now it would be obviously not allowed, but it was trash. I mean, that's what it was. It was fine.
And that's kind of the
it
time.
was Phillies trash.
That's kind of the time period that this concert. It was a different time. Guns N' Roses were big. They stood for something. They were not pussies.
What did they stand for?
Rocking out, dude. Rock and roll, man. Real rock and roll. Like Led Zeppelin kind of rock and roll. Rolling Stones rock and roll. Like real rock and roll. They were not pansies. They were not alternative, okay? They were not grunge. They were rock and roll. And they were sophisticated. Their music was complex. Like it was sophisticated, like the way Frank Zappa or Beethoven is. It really. I mean, I'm listening to them yesterday when I
What songs did they play?
They played a lot of stuff from Appetite. They played a lot of stuff from Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. You know?
Coma?
They did do Coma.
Get out of
They
here.
did Coma.
Really?
They did November Rain. They did
Wow.
Estranged, which is one of the most underrated Guns N' Roses songs ever.
Wow.
Okay? They did Civil War.
Wow.
You know, they
It's a
did
great
Knocking
show.
on Heaven's Door. Oh, by the way, they did the piano rendition ending of Layla by Eric
What?
Clapton.
Was
Yeah.
that their...
They did a guitar. He's poo-pooing. They did a guitar version of "Wish You Were Here."
I have a little respect.
"Wish You Were Here." Unbelievable. ladies
Were
and
those the
gentlemen.
encores?
I forget what the encores were, but it was a hell of a time.
Hmm.
It was a hell of a time, as what's her name would say.
Who
The
would
girl
say
from
that?
Reading, Taylor Swift.
The girl from Reading, Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
It was good.
Swift.
I mean, you know what they ended with? Paradise City, baby. It was good. Man.
Good tune.
You know, I felt like I was in 6th grade again. Because, I mean, Tom was next to me. But I think Matt Garrow was there in spirit.
Hmm.
And Jake might have been there in spirit, too.
Nice.
I know Charlie Schneider was there.
That was the first
That's a
time.
shout out to Charlie.
You
Charlie,
saw him?
be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And subscribe to our
You
page
saw
on
him there?
YouTube. Who? No, we didn't, but I texted him. I said, we need more treble. And he said, haha. He liked it. But it was a good show. I tell you, it really was. And if they're playing next year, I'll be seeing them.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
So you felt no feelings about last time when he was in Philly?
Look, we all make mistakes. I got thrown in the back of a paddy wagon on the corner of Broad and Diamond.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Hmm.
Valid point.
You know what I mean?
Valid point.
It is a good point.
You
That's
know?
a good point. Yeah. We all have our skeletons. I've said that many times. I mean,
My skeletons are out of the closet, baby.
And what are yours, Matt? What
Yeah,
are
let's hear 'em.
What
Let's
are your
hear 'em.
deepest skeletons? That's what I want to know.
and that will not be discussed.
Why? Come on.
Mm-mm.
Just one.
No, but I will say that I was in a low speed car chase.
Okay, good. Yeah. Where was this? What part
it
of
was
Ben
in-
Salem was this in?
No, this was on Bridgetown Pike.
Okay. That's odd.
So
Lower South Police Department.
Probably Middletown.
So I was at Wawa.
He was coming back from Maple Deli. Am I wrong?
No, but we passed Maple Deli.
Okay.
I have to.
How'd you lose the fuzz?
I did. I had a
I made a
minor.
left into Sweetwater. No, I kid.
I just got done a minor drug deal at Wawa parking lot, and I drove off Elmwood, made a right onto Bridgetown Pike, and I'm driving, and I get right to Woodland Crossing, right before that. What is that park?
Vets.
No, the Play Wiki. I'm right before there, and all of a sudden, this SUV cop lights start blaring.
Black SUV?
No, it was white. Yeah.
So it was a marked one.
Yeah. Starts blaring. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, whatever. So I pull over to the side thinking that maybe, I don't know, I did something. And he drives by me. And I'm like, oh. And so I go up a little. So then I follow him. I'm driving for a little, and I see that the car in front of the cop is driving really slow, like 20 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour. I'm like, oh, so the guy's not pulling over. He had ample time.
Was he drunk?
Then another cop starts blaring its lights behind me, flying up behind me. So I pull over again, and the cop goes right on by. Both these cops, lights blaring, and so I drive behind them. Their lights going nuts. The guy's driving 20 miles per hour. I don't want to lose him. I want to stay in this. I want to see what happens.
I love that. I do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a storm chaser.
Sure.
And so we get to the light at 213 and 413, and they box them in. They box them in, and it's a red light. So another cop starts coming from the west, and they all converge at 213 and 413. And when it turns green, I go around the one car, and I'm curious. I want to see what's been going on. The guy's like, I can describe him as Sean Penn, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's what he looked like.
Really?
He's not black.
Oh, wow.
I'm not quick. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on. Let's let it play out.
So
And then you get back to the story.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
okay. So
Up next, after America's Most Wanted.
So I'm driving by very slowly, and he looks either strung out, plastered. The two cops are out like talking to him, like angry at him because he wouldn't stop, and he's just looking up at him with like his jaw wide open, with long blonde hair. It was interesting. I just started laughing. I mean,
And? Did they beat the living piss out of him?
Yeah, did you see anything else?
Well, I had to go through the light. I looked on the news that night, but
And saw nothing.
nothing. But he led them on a low-speed chase for about 2 miles. They're going 20, and I'm following the cop. And
Through the greater Feasterville area.
Langhorne.
Langhorne. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, but
He didn't get beat up because he had white privilege. If he was a man of color, he would have been...
Assaulted immediately.
I don't know. It was interesting. Like I've always wanted to see like a high-speed car chase. And here I finally see a chase, but it's very low speed. It was I'm laughing the whole time.
Not
I'm
exciting
like,
at all.
I'm like, this guy has ample time to pull. Could have pulled over in Maple Deli.
Sure.
And just kept going. And I keep laughing because these cops, I mean, we're just going at like a grandma's snail's pace here. And I'm waiting for the climax.
Maybe he was swallowing his pills and stuff.
It wouldn't.
I was.
It wouldn't.
Stashing.
It was. I mean, I was looking for things being thrown out the window, but I didn't see anything. But that got me to another thing which happened to me after work today.
Which is?
And I'm interested to hear your comments on this because I always like to know what other people's feelings are because I do know that I'm a little crazy when it comes to these things. I'm driving home from work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Brownsville. I'm going down the hill where Pepe's is.
Yeah.
And this Hyundai Elantra comes out and makes a right in front of me. And I'm kind of going at a good 35, 40. I'm going at a good pace. And it starts driving 25. Now does that
you off?
Yes. Now does that anger anybody else?
Of course it does.
I mean, can't you wait? There's nobody behind me. Why can't you just wait till I go
Because he's probably
by you?
high on drugs. He's probably stoned.
if you're
Like,
gonna-
I gotta hurry up.
if you're gonna pull out in front
If
of
you're
me,
going to go in front of me, just go my speed.
then just go the speed limit.
Yes, this happens all the time. I don't understand why. Like, I don't know. I'm figuring out that I'm not
Human.
I'm not human. I don't think like other people think, you know?
That's not. No, there's nothing abnormal about.
But this happens all the time. And it boils my blood every time. I think I get angrier than other people. I know I get angry.
Yeah,
especially
well,
because I'm leaving work
behind the
and I
wheel
hate
you
my
do.
job.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, no, I have road
And
rage.
it's not even in regular life stuff. It's when you're behind the wheel, you lose your shit.
Well, because as
I've
said,
seen them.
Oh
It's actually
my
been
God.
years. It's been like 10 years. I haven't
Since
seen
you've
it since.
seen it?
I haven't seen it since the Saturn.
I saw it.
Back with the Saturn
I've seen
days
the
on the
Acura a dozen
Boulevard.
times.
Oh,
Holy God.
I've seen it.
Listen,
The kid on the skateboard is one I'll never forget. We're going down. we're going down Elmwood, right? 25 mile per hour street. All right. It's late at night. There's not a lot of traffic. Some kids riding a skateboard down Elmwood Avenue. Now you know Elmwood Avenue. There's no sidewalks on
Sure,
Elmwood Avenue,
sure.
so he's cruising. And he's keeping an eye on both sides while he's skateboarding. He's not being a complete jerk.
I remember this.
And Matt is freaking out. And he's like zooming up to get behind him. And he's screaming and hollering
I
at the
screamed
kid.
and hollered at
And the kid turns and looks at him like he's a lunatic, because he is. And he's like, "What do you want me to do?" Like, and he's right. I'm like, Matt, what do you want him to
What
do?
was he doing? Just
He
riding
was
the
just
road?
riding his board down the road. That was all he was
I
doing.
remember it. I remember it vaguely. I remember flipping out on a kid on a skateboard.
He remembers these things vaguely, but it hasn't left me since it happened. And I was just like, Jesus, we're going 7 blocks in Trevos. Can we do that without you almost killing someone?
I have road rage.
Absolutely.
It's something I have to fix.
Like most things, I'll be
It's
like,
a symptom of a greater
Oh, absolutely.
thing.
It comes from absolute like hatred of your job
And society.
and depression and
Society in
society.
general.
See,
Absolutely.
can we talk about this on the podcast? I told you, if you hate your job, don't ever, ever, ever go back. I know
the
you
only
need the
way to
money.
change it.
Yeah, it's the only
It's the only
way.
way to change
It's the only way.
You're right.
It's
Don't
a
ever
true
go back.
fact.
And I'm
True
almost
fact.
coming to that conclusion.
It's a true fact. Julius taught
Ladies and
that to
gentlemen,
my
Mr.
brother.
Nat King Cole.
Why?
He was a great man.
Why not?
Well,
Oh, we were getting somewhere. But yeah, don't ever go back to your job. That's what I would do.
I'm gonna stop soon.
All right, well, don't get all weird about it.
I'm just I hate my job.
Who works in the halfway house?
Do you love your job?
No, I don't.
Okay, neither do I. So I'd say, as much as you hate your job, I'm in the same boat with you. I've been doing the same thing for 20 years, minus my 3.5 year stretch. at
Okay,
Pepsi.
but
No.
I mean,
I was there for like three.
Yeah, I don't know, Bill. I didn't count.
Wow. Wow. But I was supposed to stop saying that. I say that way too much.
Oh,
Drives me crazy.
yeah. I got a couple.
It drives me crazy.
I got a couple of comments about that.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah,
What,
my brother
personal?
from American Samoa said, "Who's the guy who says wow all the time?" Oh my God,
What,
that's
like your
Schmitty.
brother doesn't know me?
No, I kid.
Oh, come on.
He didn't say that. I kid. It's a joke.
You remember the little fat kid that was always hanging out with me? Just tell him that.
No, I
No,
kid.
You're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, but so let's talk about hating work, because this is a good.
I think
Time to talk
think
about
like
that.
70 to 80% of people probably hate their job.
I was having a midlife crisis back in the wintertime. I don't know if it was seasonal anxiety disorder
It could
or
be.
just not seeing an end to my present predicament.
Mm-hmm.
But oy vey, I did not like what I was doing, man. And you know what else it was?
feeling.
It was
Terrible
quitting smoking too. Quitting smoking, man.
That
I
didn't
was
help.
I was like off the nicotine, on the nicotine, off the nicotine. It was like messing my body up.
hating your job, it's a daily event. And so if you hate your job, then you hate everything that day. And that day,
But you gotta like leaving. That's
That's
a
the
good
best
feeling.
part. Oh,
you know,
my
and
God.
that's where I know I'm different. I'm happy when I leave, but then when I get on the road and I make a left onto Philmont, I'm like angry. Like today, I was just angry. It's the sun.
I hate the sun. It beats down. It never stops.
It always beats
Leave
down.
me alone.
You know-
I freaking hate it. There's nowhere to go. And there's not even a tree you can hide under. It's ridiculous. I freaking hate the sun. No, I do. I hate the sun worse than I hate the heat.
You know, if we didn't have the sun, though, we would all die.
Yeah, that is true.
Also putting that out there.
No, it's true.
Unless there was an internal heat source.
From the center of the earth,
Exactly.
we could probably install vents through the earth's surface
You need a
and
good...
harness this power from the center of the earth. Actually, you know, it's so weird you said that. I read this article.
Well, they don't have
the
the sun
Russians-
for 6 months.
Yeah,
in
the
Finland.
Russians had an experiment.
Finland? Alaska, too.
Yeah, they don't have the sun for 6 months out of the year.
I would, if it wasn't for those people upstairs, I'd be in Alaska right now or Finland or somewhere.
Alaska, really?
Yeah, I'm a northerner. You know what I mean? Like, Noel doesn't want to move
You're a
someplace.
Norseman.
I am a Norseman. Noel doesn't want to move someplace cold. I like the cold. I do. I like the, it's where I'm from, it's,
You're a sea warrior.
I am a goddamn sea warrior.
All hail Tim, King in the North. King in the North.
Let's talk about jobs we've hated over the
Oh,
years.
wait, I wanted to say something about
Say
that,
something,
though. The
damn it.
Russians
Oh, I hate them.
in the
In
90s,
Home Depot? Oh.
Not in Home Depot.
Oh, they're
In the 90s,
ridiculous.
they, we didn't find out about this, at least it wasn't released till years later. They were trying to dig to the center of the earth.
Really?
Yeah. They had
that
a
why
whole,
there's all those men-
they had
there's
a
like
whole
these-
thing about it. They bought
We tried
thousands
to
and
dig.
thousands of dollars of these huge drills to go and
Augers,
see how far
Only
they could get.
thousands? Like not millions?
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Well,
the Russian?
I'm guesstimating.
No.
I don't know the exact amount
Wait,
of
did
money
you say
they
thousands
spent.
of dollars?
Yeah, dollars on the
Chump
drills.
change.
I mean,
Millions. Yeah, let's
Okay,
say millions.
Whatever.
Of rubles.
Yeah, rubles. Then it's probably billions.
Yeah.
At that point. But
How many bottles of vodka did it take them to buy all this stuff?
daily, I don't even think you could measure that.
Oy vey.
I hate.
But they never got there. Big surprise.
Right.
What happened was they got to a point where it was so hot they could no longer dig.
well, didn't they know that was going to happen?
They should have, if you think about it. I mean, isn't that kind of common
That's
sense?
the point of the Earth.
It's why every other country in the world has
is-
never tried to do it. It's because they know, well, at some point it'll get too hot and we won't be able to go any
I
further.
would follow the Asians when it comes to all things mathematical, technological.
That was a racist comment.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that
That
is.
was so
you are a real
stereotypical.
bigot. You're very much of a bigot.
Dirty bigot.
I think they're brilliant.
Oh, well, if mathematical equations are involved, I'll immediately look to the Asian.
You
Unreal.
wouldn't.
Unreal.
Who would you look to?
I don't know. Someone that I knew with experience in mathematics. Not
Wait,
necessarily Asian.
didn't the great math? Wasn't that like the Italians and the Renaissance and like
Oh, yeah, that time
weren't they
period,
the
yeah,
weren't they
absolutely.
the geniuses?
The Italians are not
I don't
into
know.
that. They're into art.
Galileo, Leonardo, all these mathematicians. These. Am I wrong?
I mean, you do need to know math in order to separate dough into ounces to make the pizza. So
Oh.
the Italians are not useless, Matt. I know what you're thinking. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. And I think it's another stereotypical remark.
Listen, I have nothing against Italians at all.
You guys like the Ronettes?
No, not really.
Really? Wow. That was.
Wow, I've gone through 2 waters already.
Yeah, I'm gonna guard mine with my life. Listen, I worked at the Bucks County Courier Times.
You didn't like that job?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Oy vey, I did not like that job. I used to sit in my car till the very last second.
And that's what you taught me.
That's when
And
you
you're
know.
right.
That's when you know.
That's when you know.
And I never really realized it.
That's when you know you really like your car a lot. When you got a good. No, that's when you know you hate your job.
Yeah,
When you're sitting in your
you're
car.
right. But there's only been 2 jobs in my life that I've liked. I liked 2 jobs. Original Cookie, that was a blast.
That was not a real job, Matt.
How old
That
are you?
was a cookie place.
How old were you?
Well, then the other's it's San Francisco Music Box Company, so they're the same things. Well, that's my point.
How old were you when you worked there?
At Original Cookie,
Yes.
I was 16 to 17.
Well, I'll tell you what. I used to like 7-Eleven when I worked there.
I
at the
loved
corner-
it when you worked
When
there.
I worked at the
It was
corner
good
of Bristol and
times.
Brownsville,
Good
but I don't even
times.
count that on the list because it's not a career. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it's not a job.
Well, the job I had in Florida, that's when I learned that if you wait in your car till the last second, you probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And I did that every day. I do that
So,
now.
the real, basically, career-based job you had, you also hated.
Hate it. Yeah,
And you sat at a desk the whole day.
it was awful.
Corporate America.
I don't think I could do that either.
Yeah, that would suck.
It's awful. I mean, it's and some people like it. They
Yeah.
enjoy it.
yeah,
and
some
I-
people
and
have
I-
it down. Some people have it
See,
down.
I think that's my problem is I don't feel like I'm included. I think so differently than everybody else. I mean,
Did you ever think about being a male escort?
Oh, or a fluffer.
Yeah.
no, I never thought about
I
that.
just feel like you would be a people
Actually,
pleaser.
you would.
if
You might
really
be a
looked up to
good.
the
You might
test.
be a good male escort. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding you.
No, I don't
Like you
mean
get-
for other males.
No,
I mean
that'd be
females.
for women. Yeah, like older women. Like
Even if he
company.
doesn't, he doesn't have to give it up. You
Right.
know, He gets to make the call.
You know what you could do?
So
you just go
take
to them.
down.
You could just go to them and start whining and complaining
You
to
think
them.
so?
Yeah. You could go sit on their lap and complain. It would be.
Sounds great.
It would be.
How much money do you make?
They make a lot. They
hundreds.
make quite a
Hundreds.
bit
You could
of
make
money.
$300 an hour.
It's hard to get out of that business, from what I'm told.
Sure is. Plus, you need a bodyguard.
Yeah, well, that too.
You need a
You're gonna need to
bodyguard.
buy a
Oh
gun.
yeah.
And I know you
some
don't
some of
believe
those
in them,
women might
so-
not want you to leave. You know what I mean?
No, I think they probably want me to
Yeah,
leave
that's
at
true.
some point.
No,
Yeah.
if they're 40 plus for you, they will never let you leave, man.
You know, we're almost 40, Bill.
I know. It's,
You know, it's
I don't
not
know.
like
We don't
40's
need to
like
talk
this
about that.
thing
We don't
anymore.
need to talk about it. I was thinking about that
It's right
today.
there.
I was thinking about
I
it
should
today.
be an actor.
You should
What
be
I
an
should have
actor.
done.
You're just like the guy in the Billy Joel song. Well, I'm sure that I could be a movie
I
star.
should have been an actor. Been acting my whole life.
I honestly, I don't know what. I think that's a different type of acting, what you've been doing.
What kind of acting are you talking about?
Oh, just
Pretending to be
fake
happy.
smiles.
And he's
Okay.
not.
You know,
Okay.
listening
He's
to
actually
people when I
miserable.
really don't.
I thought you
the
meant
time.
acting not to be gay, which is pretty much what I do on a daily basis.
He's gone to great lengths. Great
Yes.
lengths.
3 kids and a wife. No one's called on
Yeah.
yet.
He just keeps up in the ante
Up
each
in the
time.
ante.
Did
Yeah.
Michael Jackson ever have sex with Presley? Or do you
Probably
think-
not. Probably not. I mean, I don't know if
Can we
anyone
get her
was
on the
there to
phone? Hold on.
verify it.
Let's get her on the phone.
Because like,
Should I tweet her?
He was
Call us
gay,
up?
wasn't he?
I don't know. Do
Dude,
we know that?
I think what was really the thing was
he just
that
mental?
he was a child molester. That was the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, he
Was
was
that a
screwed
thing?
up in
He
the
was
head.
extremely screwed.
Was that an issue with him?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. I don't really know.
He
I
had an
wasn't
amusement park in his
there.
backyard.
Oprah Winfrey asked him flat out, and he was insulted by it.
Oh, like he's gonna tell the truth to Oprah. Oprah thinks she gets
He's
people
also
to
a
tell
Looney
the
Tune, so
Well, Charles Manson gets insulted when you ask him if he was a murderer. You know? I'm insulted.
How is he still breathing? Is what I want to
I
know.
don't know.
How is that guy still walking around?
Can I play When Johnny Comes Marching Home?
What the hell's that?
It's a song.
About? Oh, is it?
It's an old. I thought we were going to do a Civil War podcast.
Like every week?
Yeah.
You would. That would be your thing.
Do you know there is one?
You'd be very good at that.
It's Civil War Talk Radio. It's one of the most successful podcasts. It's very good.
I think Gregory Irwin listens to
Oh,
that.
absolutely. He was a
Professor
guest
Irwin.
twice. He was a guest twice.
Of course he was.
He was. Of course.
You know
he
what
was.
I liked about Gregory Irwin, though? This was our professor at Temple in history. He was so passionate. He was so passionate. He would say things twice. He was that passionate.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, you
He-
guys told me about him before.
He loved it. Like he.
Can I get a little example?
Tim can do it really
I know
well.
he can. I don't care who does it.
Okay,
Matt.
Hitler could have taken over Europe if he didn't go after Russia. Go after Russia. I mean,
He wanted you to know.
and the students in the class.
Does it work though?
Yes.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd
So
bring
it was
the
a good
book-
teaching
And all the
tool.
students in class, you could just see them. They knew he was going to say it again, so they would just wait, and then he'd say it again, and then they'd write it down. They knew he was going to say it twice. He was brilliant at it. He was good.
He was good at what he did.
Oh, he was in the movie Glory, by the way. He was an extra.
So he was
Of
in
course he
uniform?
was. You know, he would.
Was he slaughtered?
He was waving his hat when they were running.
Oh wow, he could point himself out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you say you didn't like that movie?
I never saw the whole thing, but I don't like Matthew Broderick.
That's right. And he will absolutely not watch the film
Yeah.
because Broderick was involved.
Broderick
in it.
was very
I
good
have
in
a
that
Swedish
movie.
fish.
Oh,
Are there
why,
any
don't
of
you
that?
like, why don't you like Broderick? Well, he was in Ferris Bueller, so when I see him, I think of that.
No, I just think he's a little bitch. Like, I don't like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
did
really
you
don't.
know, after we talked about how you hate Ferris Bueller, after he shot that movie, he went to Ireland and got in a car accident and
Killed somebody, yeah.
two people.
Yeah, and he's walking, right?
Right after.
He's
Who?
walking. Matthew Broderick.
He
Matthew
killed two
Broderick.
people?
Accidentally, but yeah, he was driving on the wrong side of the road. Because they do it backwards over there, and he was a stupid American kid.
Yeah, what a
Wait,
He
so
killed two people, two Irish people.
did they
Oh,
sue him?
man.
Or?
I imagine that the insane amount of money he was making, he probably...
No, they probably said, "Oh, Father, should I sue him? He killed two of my sons." "Oh, no, Patty, don't do it. God wouldn't want you to. Just forgive him in your heart."
Just
And they didn't
forgive
sue
him in
him.
your heart.
They could have got millions, but
Yeah.
no. Now he's just
And
working
Matthew
them.
Broderick gladly tipped his hat and said, sorry about that.
Now they're just working in the peat bogs.
Really? I
And
never
I'm
heard
going to
that.
go on with my career. That's a true thing.
How
I read
can
it
you
the other
live?
night.
That'd be tough to live with.
You think
Well,
he
he
thinks
counts his
about
money
it?
every day.
I
counts
That's how
his
he
money.
deals with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he deals with it.
That'd be a tough
counts
to
his
live
money.
with.
I
And
heard
if
he
he
got
feels bad, he
out.
counts it
I heard
again.
he got out and said, "I just bought this Porsche." I heard that's what he said as soon as he got out of the car.
Oh, that's awful.
Now, wait a minute. I see something over there. Do you have some stuff to talk about tonight?
Well, I do want to say that this episode, this podcast, is brought to you by Do or Die Hair Salon and Ian's Landscaping. I really don't have much. I don't have a story.
Go ahead and pee, Bill.
I'm gonna pee.
Yeah, Bill. We're gonna be back after this commercial break, and here's little Vern Gosden. Don't even pause it, Billy. We can hold it down the floor without you.
No music.
We're just gonna play music the whole time.
It's a commercial break.
All right. So
Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Ian's
yeah, you were saying something
Landscaping.
about Ian's landscaping.
Well, yeah, he's
10% discount.
10% discount if you call and tell him that the Unfinished Basement podcast
Sent you.
sent you.
Did he say that?
No.
We're giving that. We're giving that.
Well, I mean, if he gets a new client, then
Yeah, it's true.
It
Yeah.
should be 10% off.
But you have to live within a 100-mile radius of Sheboygan.
Sheboygan.
From Wisconsin, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll come over.
That's fair.
But he only mows lawns in the fall and the spring because he might pass out from a heat stroke similar to the one at the Guns N' Roses concert.
So what happened? to him?
Ian, he was a little under the weather. A couple
Did-
beers.
he
It was
drank?
hot out. He might have been afraid of heights. We
Did
don't
he
know.
eat? You probably
don't
didn't
What?
eat.
How high up were you guys?
Oh, we were high up.
Really?
Oh, we were up there.
Nosebleeds?
We were up there. I fell through a ceiling this week.
What happened?
I don't know. I fell through a ceiling.
All
I
right.
was
Well,
up
what
in-
happened?
I was up in. I was pulling wire all day long in this hot. It was the day of the Guns N' Roses concert. I don't know. After a couple hours of being up there, I had a misstep, and I put my foot through the ceiling, and
And you went.
down I went. It was an old rickety old ceiling with a drop ceiling underneath of it.
So you
my
went through that.
my foot went through the rickety ceiling, and then my feet went through the drop ceiling, and then I landed like 2 inches to the left of my nutsack
Oh.
on a joist. 2 inches over, and I might not have my testicles. still.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was rough. My scar is pretty ugly,
Ugh. It just sounds
So-
painful.
Yeah, so whatever. Like,
What'd you do? Did you curse a lot and walk it off?
Yeah, I walked it off, and I just tried to clean it up. Like there's insulation all over the place.
All the shit that you
Yeah,
fucked up when
yeah.
you fell through.
Well, yeah.
Oh man, was anybody breaking your balls?
Yeah, one little kid, but I don't give a fuck about him. He's a piece of shit.
He's a kid?
Nobody. He's a punk.
Hmm.
He's a punk. He's a jailbird. He's a punk. He's a
Man.
punk. He's a punk. What do you think about punks?
How do you feel about punks, man?
Yeah, really. What do you think about punks?
I have no comment on punk.
Well, didn't you work with one? Didn't you work with one who was a punk?
Did I tell you that?
Punk?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
hear
I
about
did.
that. He was a punk, right?
Punk.
Well, I don't
You
know.
have opinions. Let's hear them.
Well, no. I mean, I work with some. I wouldn't call them punks.
Well, then,
The ones that I work with are more like
slackers.
They're cloud counters. We call them cloud counters because they.
You guys have a name for people like that?
Yeah, these are young kids that don't really need the money. They're driving their daddy's BMW or their Ford Explorer or their
Ford Explorer, really?
Cadillac Escalade, big trucks. They don't really need the money, so they don't work hard. Here you are. You have to work for their guys and your guys in 95-degree weather, and they're just sitting there eating Skittles, counting the clouds.
Clown accounts.
And so I wouldn't call them punks. I call them punks,
You call them cloud counters, though.
but I call them cloud counters.
Cloud counters.
Did
Yeah.
you come up with that yourself? Or no?
No,
You should make an
that's-
app and call it that, cloud counter.
The cloud counter.
It's just
The cloud counter blog.
There you go.
Huh?
Or how about
I
Counting
don't
Clouds, a blog by Matt Blumenfeld?
I
I like
don't-
it. I like
I
it.
don't consider myself at all a cloud counter. So
Right.
I'm
so
the
you wouldn't
opposite
do
of
that.
a
Yeah,
cloud
but it's
counter.
like
You're
your,
in.
It's your
You're
expression.
invested.
Yeah, it's
You're
not like you're
invested in the
saying
game.
you actually are.
It's a figurative.
Right, it's figurative because it's a cool thing.
It's
So.
not figurative. It's ironic.
Is it ironic?
Don't you think?
I thought we told you last time about that, Alanis
Alanis
Morissette.
Morissette?
Wait, who came up to me outside of Fireside telling me about Jason? Never mind. Nobody.
Back-
Well,
Future
you don't
truck?
just start a story and don't finish
Back
it.
to the
Come
Future
on.
truck?
Huh?
Jason, Back to the Future truck?
I don't know what that means.
Jason Bateman? Or Jason
drove-
Voorhees?
He drove the Ford Ranger that looked just like the truck. from Back to
Oh,
the Future.
probably. Yeah. Well, he
And then
said
totaled it.
he said nothing is ironic. He said when you
Nothing is actually ironic, right?
in the
That's
song.
not true. That's
In
not
that
true.
Isn't
song.
it ironic?
In that-
Don't
in
you
the
think?
song, you're
No,
saying.
he's dead fucking wrong. Everything is.
Well, someone tried saying
you
this.
played it
one more
safe.
Somebody did try telling me this too. And it wasn't
did
him,
somebody
it was
else?
someone else.
It's wrong. They're wrong.
At Abby back in the day tried explaining it to me, saying like it's unfortunate that you don't have a knife and you have 1,000 spoons, but it's not ironic.
Yes, it actually is ironic.
Well, explain it to.
Well, because
explain it to everyone.
When I hear 90% of the
What's the
people explain or they use the word ironic, they
Yeah,
usually
use it
mean
incorrectly,
they
right.
usually use it incorrectly. They usually mean, "Oh, what a coincidence."
Coincidence.
Now, I think ironic and coincidence are opposites.
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel
What do you
You know?
think ironic is?
exactly what Alanis Morissette says it is. It's like a no smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's ironic.
Well, I see. I
It's
don't
like
get
10,000 spoons.
When all you need is a knife. That is ironic.
Ironic.
That's
But
irony.
is meeting the man of your dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife? What is
That's ironic.
that ironic,
Yeah.
or does that just suck?
I don't know. I don't have a man in my dreams.
Well, I mean, you can make a woman of your dreams.
So-
Yeah,
I mean,
we should. Switch 'em
Now,
up.
like, let's say you climbed a mountain for 3 days
Yeah.
to reach Gandhi,
Yeah.
and when you got there, they told you he had left 3 days before.
Wait a minute.
Is
Stop.
that ironic?
Stop. Why do they not celebrate Halloween in India?
Why?
Because there's no more Gandhi.
No more Gandhi.
There's no more Gandhi.
I like it.
There's no more Gandhi.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's no more
it
Gandhi.
actually,
It's actually Asian. It's Asian.
It's
right?
Asiatic.
Asiatic.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, back to that. That's French, I believe. Isn't it?
What?
Pink Panther?
Je m'appelle Robert.
France. What do you think of Steve Martin's rendition of that?
Well, I don't know, but I didn't like the movie, but I liked when he said Homburger.
Yeah, the
That's funny.
fight. I
That was
love it.
funny.
He fights that word out.
Would you like?
No,
Would
hamburger.
you like a hamburger? Oh, it's-
Hamburger.
I would like a hamburger.
No,
Hamburger.
hamburger.
Should we play that?
Just gets
No, we
worse
can't.
and worse and worse.
But anyway,
Steve Martin, genius. Genius.
is he a genius though?
I don't know if
He's a goofy.
Steve
guy.
Martin, he's a comedy genius.
I like that movie Parenthood. That was very.
Yeah,
good.
that's great.
Is he a comedy genius?
Yeah,
really?
I feel like he is. I feel like he is.
I think
You know who's better than him? Bill Murray's better than him.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I like Bill Murray a lot too.
A
lot of people
You can't
don't
just
like Bill
throw
Murray.
out the term genius. You can't. You
I
can't
can actually, and I will.
just-
And I'll say you're not a fucking genius. How about that?
Well, I mean, I'm not.
And no one will ever argue that.
I used to work with this guy he'd always chew gum and he'd go, "Yeah, you ready, genius? Ready,
What?
genius?" He'd call everyone genius. Come on, genius. What do you think, genius?
God. That reminded me of Burt Reynolds when you just.
He kind of is, but I used to make fun of him. I used to be like, "You're
But like
kind of
Norm
like."
McDonald's. Burt
Well, that's
Reynolds.
what. Yeah, I kind of make fun of him. I'm like, you're in
Is
between
Norm
Burt
Macdonald a
Reynolds
genius?
and George Harrison.
He's
Burt
not
Reynolds a
genius.
genius?
No, I said
I'd
it's Norm
say
Macdonald.
when it comes to
Oh.
dry comedy, he is.
Yeah,
That's
dry
his
comedy.
stick.
He might take the cake.
Nobody's better than him. You find me one guy that was better at it than him.
You know, he did the presidential speech the one year. It's on the
Did he?
internet. Yeah,
Really?
he did like the president's. What's that comedy thing they do every year?
The roast.
Not the roast.
They
it's
roast the president.
Sort of. They roast. It's sort of a roast, but it's called the.
It's dangerous
forget what
territory.
it's
I think those roasts are hilarious.
I love him.
I think
ones
they're
on
all
Comedy Central?
hilarious.
Yeah, the newer
Yeah, they're
ones.
hilarious.
James Franco, did you see that one? Great. I loved it.
That's a shame that one guy died because he was.
Yeah, I was just about
Greg
to say
Giraldo?
the best one
Oh, yeah,
ever
he was
The
good.
genius was Geraldo, Greg Geraldo.
Yeah,
he was.
roasting.
He was.
He was excellent.
I mean, he.
I think it's Geraldo.
His
Geraldo.
Yeah, Geraldo.
But did you
But
see
Jeff
that
Ross.
one?
Jeff Ross is right
He's
there.
another one.
Have you seen the thing on YouTube with Colin Murphy's old show?
Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn's old show.
Brother saying.
Colin Murphy? You racist
I hear
son
you.
of a bitch.
I hear you.
His old show when you can
And
see
of
it
all
on
the people
YouTube.
for him to mistake you for Colin Murphy, that's fucked up.
It's all right.
Geraldo.
Yeah, he totally schooled Dennis Leary on it's on YouTube.
Dennis
You should look it up.
Leary.
He schools them. You know when a comedian goes after a heckler
Yeah.
and they own him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look it up.
Wow,
Geraldo
is that
owns Dennis Leary.
Yeah, Dennis Leary's
You
not
could see
that
Colin Quinn.
funny.
Colin Quinn almost feels sorry for him
Really?
because Geraldo's just quick. You know, I wish I was quick like that. He's just quick,
Quick-witted.
just insane. Well, you know, he went to Harvard. I mean, he's
Geraldo
also a
did?
brilliant guy. Yeah, he was a Harvard lawyer. He was a lawyer, but
Wow.
said no. I want to be a You know, unfortunately, he was into
Geraldo,
drugs.
he's a Jew too, right?
He's Italian,
was
wasn't
it?
I thought he was Mexican.
he? Yeah, he is. He's Latino. He's Latino.
Really?
He's Hispanic.
Yeah, look it up.
Latino, man. Latino, man.
But that was a cool. Look it up on YouTube.
We will.
That was really that was a great scene when he just owns Dennis Leary, and I don't really like Dennis Leary.
He had his moment.
I like Sandlot, you know, and he was, you know, the father who taught the kid how to play
He had
catch.
like a 4-minute role in there.
Yeah, but you know what? I like the movie a lot.
Matt.
I like the movie a lot. I like Sandlot a lot. In fact, they have a T-shirt at Boscov's I wanted to buy.
I'm starting to see a pattern here of your movies.
Karate Kid.
Yeah, like they're all like, you know, like
Sandlot.
11-year-old,
They
12-year-old.
were all movies
like
that we all loved then,
Sandlot.
and then moved on from.
I love Sandlot. What's wrong with Sandlot?
It fucking sucks. That's what's. It sucks. And you're 34, or 33. I would not talk about the Sandlot anymore.
Wow.
But I just mean, like, I
I
think.
mean, listen,
you're,
I like Stand By Me much better, but it's the same genre.
no,
to me.
it's not even close.
Oh, come on, same genre.
Yeah, it was about growing up.
No, it's like a feel good comedy.
No, it's not as good a movie as Stand By Me, but I put them in the same.
They're not in the same.
If I want to
they're
be,
not in the same.
I don't think
They're not in the same. They're not in the
Alright.
same
One's
ballpark
directed
or the
towards
same league.
children, the other one's not. Stand By Me wasn't really directed towards kids, whereas Sandlot was.
Okay, I like the Sandlot. Sorry, I mean, I like Blood Diamond.
I don't hate it
I
as
like
much as
Shawshank
T-Bone does.
Redemption. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I like all different types of
Sandlot-
movies.
I don't know. It's a kids movie. You know what I mean?
That's what it was.
Like Home Alone's good.
I don't watch it anymore,
It's a
but it
kids
was a
movie.
good
It's a kids
movie. I don't.
I mean, I'm not going to say I don't like Sandlot because I did.
I don't. I think that's another one that's I just never thought it was a good movie. I know a lot of people liked it. Never liked it. I'm anti-Sandlot.
I liked Rookie of the Year too.
I
Doesn't
know.
mean
I was
I'm
going to
gonna
say you
watch
probably
it
did.
now.
Wait a minute. You liked
But-
Angels in the Outfield, didn't you?
I did.
Alright.
Dennis Glover, Danny Glover.
Dennis Glover?
Danny Glover.
Do you have Dennis Kern on the mind? Is that why you did that?
Call him up,
Dennis Kern?
please.
We don't even have to call him. Matt could text him and he would just come
He's
here.
probably looking in that window right there. Does he listen to the show?
I don't know, but who knows?
Dennis.
You guys know Dennis a lot better.
Not
than I
anymore,
do.
Matt. He's your boy now, boy.
Yeah. He's
your boy
branded you.
now.
He's branded you.
He likes the Sandlot. For
Oh,
sure.
I gotta admit though, the Sandlot is it's a heartwarming film. I would say that it's not exactly a masterpiece. James Earl Jones gives his presence, so something to be said for
I
that.
just think you guys. I never said that I'd put it in the movie Hall of Fame. I said
But
I
it's in
liked
Matt
the movie.
Blumenfeld's movie Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
that's the thing.
It's in Matt
That's
Blumenfeld's
what
movie Hall of
bothers
Fame.
me about it the most.
I never.
It's
not,
in your
It's
personal
not in my
top
top
5.
15. No,
I don't
it
know.
isn't.
I think it might be.
Then I disagree because I think it is.
It's in your top 15 references. It's like
I have different genres of films, right? So I have my films that are historical.
Well, sound off your top 5 real quick. Just sound them off.
Like I want to hear top 10.
Because you know you
I
got.
don't know if I have a top.
Karate
What's that
Kid's
Kevin
number 1.
Kevin Costner
Karate
movie?
Kid's not number 1.
All right, well, sound them off then. Top 5.
Untouchables.
That's definitely.
I would
top
say
5.
Shawshank Redemption is probably number 1.
Okay.
Blood Diamond
That's
number
respectful.
2.
Blood Diamond.
Beyond me how that's in there. Dude,
Blood
DiCaprio's
Diamond
done
number 2.
tons of films that he's notable for. Nobody talks about Blood Diamond. Although
Revenant.
he was alright in it, but it's just not that great of a movie. Like
I liked it.
I'll never understand it. He's the only man on the earth that has Blood Diamond in his top 5.
Where did it take place?
Sierra Leone.
Africa.
Oh, I would never watch it.
And then it was
In America, it's Bling
was it
Bling.
South? Yeah, it was
Out
Sierra
here, it's
Leone.
Bling Bang. That's the
South
best line in the whole movie. You see that trailer, you don't have to see the movie. It's over.
Really?
Except the death scene. So that was good. I'll give you that. DiCaprio killed that. He killed it. Murdered it.
He
Slaughtered
killed
it.
the whole movie.
Not
It was
really.
unbelievable.
Not really. It was kind of like...
He was an Oscar
I saw
award.
Congo.
It was not an Oscar worthy. It was not... What do you mean? Just recently?
No, I mean I saw it.
That's
took place in
Back
Africa.
in, what was that, 96?
Yeah, it was 96.
Have you ever
Good
seen
call.
Out of Africa
No.
with Sigourney Weaver? I believe.
Also
I
about apes.
saw
It's about gorillas, right?
Gorillas in the Mist. No, that's Gorillas in the Mist.
Out of Africa.
What's that
Old
about?
movie. I don't even know what.
Well, what's
it's
it about?
I don't know what it's about.
Well, then why'd you name it?
I said, did you see? He was talking about African movies based in Africa. So I brought up, did you see Out of Africa? Okay, does that make sense?
Gorillas in the Mist. It was the Sigourney Weaver one.
No, she was also in Out of Africa.
Okay.
That's just coincidence.
You know what? She
As
is
opposed to
like
irony.
a fine wine.
She's a sci-fi goddess.
She gets better with age. I think.
I would, yeah, I'd bang her.
Like, I didn't think she was that attractive when I was a kid, but anyway, what else?
Well,
What
when
other
you
movies
grew
you like?
up. Wait, did you see the scene in Aliens when she's in her underwear?
No,
I saw
I
that
don't
when
like
I was
aliens.
like
I don't like aliens.
13.
I don't like aliens.
Well, Alien, the first one.
I don't like Alien.
Okay, well, don't get all upset.
I'm not.
I like Untouchables.
Right.
That's got to be in your top 5. So far we have Blood Diamond, Untouchable, Shawshank Redemption.
I like
2 respectable films, 1 ridiculous
Karate
choice.
Kid would be in my top 5.
Top 5, Karate Kid.
And
one more.
I don't know
One more.
But I will say I like Lucas. Lucas was a great film.
Lucas.
With Corey Feldman and Corey Haim.
Yeah,
Really?
I thought maybe Bill knew, so I thought he
80s
was
trash?
gonna- Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck was a good movie.
In your top 5 though?
No, I don't know. I don't.
You
know.
got one more. You need one more.
I can't. I don't watch movies like.
What
you
about
do.
Big Lebowski?
Big Lebowski?
I know you
is-
love that movie.
That's
So
a
do
great
I.
movie. That's a great movie.
Tim,
Big
you didn't get it,
Lebowski.
did you? You don't like the Big Lebowski, do you?
It's okay.
He doesn't get it.
It's
Oh, I don't get it.
It doesn't appeal to him.
It's that's a fantastic movie.
I like the movie.
I mean, don't get upset.
I don't think the
Don't get upset.
storyline's that great,
What
but
do
the
you
characters
mean?
are good.
What do you mean
John
the
Goodman's
storyline's
really
not that
good in
The
it.
characters are
The
amazing.
characters are the movie in a sense.
Right, right.
What they're doing doesn't really matter.
I mean,
Does it really at
I don't
that
know.
point?
It's
The enjoyment for me is watching the character.
Yeah, I like the movie. I like the movie. You know who I really like in it? Could I get another sarsaparilla?
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
narrator. The
He's
narrator.
one of my favorite actors.
He's great.
What is his name again? I
Um,
forget. He's always playing a cowboy.
yeah, usually he was in Ghost Rider with Nick Cage.
He was in
Cowboy.
Unforgiven. No, he was in Tombstone.
Tombstone. Yeah, he played one of the brothers.
God damn it, Wyatt.
He loses his arm, right?
Yeah,
And the other one gets killed. That's a great movie, Tombstone.
it's a good movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. You quoted it the other night with one of my favorite parts, the Kurt Russell.
Oh,
You tell him,
Hell's
Hell's
coming?
coming with me.
yeah. Man.
Just
We-
once
you
in
know,
my
we
life,
need,
I want to have a
we need
spot
a-
where I get
we
to
need a
say
Wyatt
that,
Earp.
and it means something.
We need a Wyatt Earp to go down to those Black Lives Matter protests and shape them up a little bit.
This whole Black Lives Matter. It just makes me sad about this country.
It makes me sick.
It doesn't make me sick. It's sad. It's just.
It is sad. I feel sorry for them.
I don't feel sorry for anybody. I just think you gotta just move on. It's just.
Is that a Casio?
Casio.
Is that a
Wow,
Casio?
is that a blend? No, this is a Armatron.
What is that?
And nobody wears watches anymore.
Oh,
In
that's
fact,
a watch? I've heard about those.
Yeah. I was.
Are you
still
a watch
make 'em?
defender?
They still
Are
make
you a
them?
watch defender?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're
Well, they've
ridiculous.
rebirthed the watch now because they link it to your cell phone and then you can do things with it.
Oh,
I
They
love the
rebirthed
watch.
it.
I think you know
This is
what.
the way they're rebirthing things.
I'm a traditional guy. Like I like tradition. And I love a good watch.
I don't.
And
Why don't you wear the watch, the one in the pocket where you take it out?
my grandfather had one of those. And
Did he have a
I-
handkerchief in the other
With a
pocket?
chain?
He did have a handkerchief
Yeah,
in the
I
other.
like
But
that.
my grandfather always had the
He's old
handkerchief.
school.
That is
He's old
Always
school.
had the handkerchief.
He's old school.
Good man he was.
He was. What was his name again?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
He was a good man. Very good man. But
It's also the main character from Sandlot.
Benjamin, yeah, you're
Just
right.
saying.
and Benjamin Button.
What was his full name?
I don't know.
The character from Sandlot.
I don't know.
What was it? Benjamin
Benjamin,
Franklin
I think is.
Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then at the end he's stealing home. for
Yeah,
the
they
LA
say,
Dodgers.
what is the line? He's
And the
like,
guy's
Yeah.
like, yeah, get it.
they say the jet might have lost a step or two. We'll see if we can see some fireworks here tonight.
Obviously done for dramatic purposes.
Yeah, which is great, though.
You know who else I don't like? Adam Sandler.
What, really?
Why?
Yeah,
I like
don't,
Sandler.
Yeah, I don't like
Why?
Sandler.
Why don't you like him?
I don't think he's funny.
Oh,
Old Sandler or new Sandler or both?
Both. pretty much.
Wow. 'cause
Like
he
I
did
like
change.
Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are funny to an extent.
Yeah, they were
but
funny
he's not
when he was
worth
a different
the,
comedy, man.
the 500 million. He's he's not
Well,
that
I
funny.
don't know if he was funny like that.
I don't know, but he was very successful.
I
there
liked
must have been a
watching Adam Sandler. I think he was better maybe at writing. He wrote some really good skits on Saturday Night Live.
I thought he was
him,
good on Saturday Night Live.
It was him,
I didn't think
Farley,
his
and
movies
David
were
Spade.
great.
Really, you know who I think of when I think of David Spade?
What's that?
Every time I think of Tom Papirski.
Really?
I don't know why.
I'm with you on that one.
Do you see that?
I do.
Really?
It's an interesting thing. I don't know if it was because growing up they were both really skinny. They both kind of have the same type of voice, kind of like.
I think
Every time I hear David Spade, I think of Tom Papirski.
I'm with you.
I think the Polish Prince would be insulted by that.
I don't think so at all.
I think-
I don't know. I think he likes
I don't
David Spade.
know. David Spade.
Yeah, but
he
to be
gets some-
compared to him?
I can't help myself.
David
It's just-
Spade. He gets some girls.
Yeah, well, he's on television. Of course he does.
It's true.
It's true.
The question is, do they stay around?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I hate to be the one to do it, but we're going to have to call this.
All right. You want to close it out, Schmitty?
Why
Why don't you close it out for the night?
All right, well, everyone here from the Unfinished Basement wishes adieu and farewell. And
Godspeed.
just remember to reach out on the YouTube, give some comments, possibly tweet, a little Facebook response.
Yeah, we need
Any
YouTube
comments
comments.
are appreciated.
YouTube comments.
Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You could just wipe your ass with it.
Yeah, talk shit to
I'd
us.
love to hear from the Epic
really,
Penguin.
really would
I
appreciate some shit.
Oh, the
talk.
Epic Penguin.
I like the Epic
I didn't
Penguin.
Yeah,
hear from
the
him this
Epic
week.
Penguin hasn't said much.
I
Not
like
this
the
week.
Epic Penguin. We might have lost him.
You might have lost him.
It's
Godspeed.
Maybe we
their
should've said
second
something last
listener in American Samoa, the Epic Penguin.
That's I
No,
know.
No. He's not from America.
No, that was a joke.
Okay.
Obviously, it's.
It went over. It went over.
All right. Well, from everyone here at the Unfinished Basement, this is
Matt.
and
Phil Collins.